The ethnography of communication seeks to understand human communication by looking ethnographically at specific speech events. A speech event is any defined activity in which talk plays a central role. It can be as small as a two-person conversation or as big as a political rally. It can be a co-drinking event among age mates in a Subanun community in the Philippines, or a group of co-workers going to a cocktail bar after work in the U.S. Anthropologist Del Hymes laid out the basic rules for the ethnography of communication. In his procedure, the analysis of a speech event has 6 steps. First, define the event. Second, define the community engaged in the event. Third, define the situations in which the event takes place. Fourth, describe the speech event. Fifth, describe the speech styles used in the speech event. And sixth, describe the rules for speaking. Let's take each of these separately. First, define the speech event. A speech event is any activity in which speaking and nonverbal communication play a role. Although participants may not see the event as involving speech, they usually have a sense of the event as a bounded unit of time and activity, from telling a joke to going out on a date to getting a drink after work. In defining the speech event, we pay attention to the ways that people in the community define the event. Second, define the community. What's the community that takes part in this event? What do they share that makes the speech event even possible? How do they differ? How do their differences affect the conduct of the event? Thus, in How to Ask for a Drink at Brady's Bar, we find 2 key distinctions between customers and servers, but also between males and females. And what's especially interesting is the overlap between the two. Most of the customers are males, most of the servers are females. And these distinctions are especially salient for how people speak. Among the Subanen, however, drinking is mostly between age mates of the same sex. Step 3. Define the setting. There are 2 aspects to the setting: the social context, comprising the set of cultural understandings about the setting, and an immediate physical setting or situation. The questions we want to ask to understand the social context include: what are other categories of events that are like this one? How are they like and unlike the one that you've chosen to analyze? Where does this event fit in with other social institutions in the society? Thus, in the U.S., going to the cocktail bar for the male customers is a leisure activity that takes place after work before going home. For the waitresses, it's a job, serving customers for pay. In addition to the social setting, though, there's also a physical setting. Understanding the speech event may require us to ask, what is the physical setting? How do speakers interact with the material environment during the event? What role does talk play in it? Thus, in both the Subanen and the cocktail bar, interaction with the physical setting is crucial. At the cocktail bar, for example, individual drinks are verbally ordered, made by the bartender and delivered by the waitress. People sit at tables, and the way that space is utilized is crucial to understanding the whole event. In Subanen, the pot of beer is shared, and that sharing of the single pot of beer is central to the entire event. Step 4. Break the speech event down into a sequence of speech acts. What kind of speech acts are in play? What functions does each speech act serve? How does each speech act relate to others in the sequence? Every speech event is comprised of a number of speech acts, from greetings to drink orders to jokes to farewells. And these fall into specific kinds of sequences, and different participants are expected to take on different speech roles. In Brady's Bar, customers order drinks, waitresses respond. Customers make jokes, waitresses dismiss the jokes or laugh, and then go off and talk to their fellow waitresses about what bores the patrons are. Step 5. Describe the speech style. That is, describe the ways that people speak within and between different acts in the speech event. How do their speech styles vary? It's not just the sequence of speech acts that reveals the meanings of the speech events, but the styles in which they're spoken. In Brady's Bar, men ask for drinks that they neither want nor expect. The drinks are a joke, and the waitress's ability to recognize this is part of the gender game that's being played out. Finally, we come to the last step, describing the rules of speaking. Here, we want to describe a set of structured relationships between all the components of the speech event. and articulate a set of rules or a model that explains the entire speech behavior. This is often a model that the people engaged in the event, the participants, don't have for themselves. It's something that we analyze as the anthropologists doing the ethnography of speaking. Both the informal drinking parties in Subanen and the after-work gathering in Brady's bar are acts of bonding. But the way that drinkers bond, the speech acts that create those bonds, and the relationships between the participants are radically different, and yet both can be understood by careful description and analysis of them as speech events.